Welcome to Art Regner's video blog for FoxSportsDetroit.com. As you can tell, we're not in the sports corner today. I'm actually at the offices of Fox Sports Detroit, and I had a big meeting there today with the big FoxSportsDetroit.com guys, and we have a lot of exciting things to go coming up for you, especially if the Tigers make the playoffs. This is not my apologetic video because I've written them off weeks ago. Before I bring in, and I do have a special guest, that's why I'm a little off-center today. Usually I know I am off-center. But I do want to say something. Most people that know me say you don't wear glasses, and you're right, I do not. But most of these video blogs, I am wearing glasses. I do have reading glasses, but I always put it in, I think, for dramatic effect, and I think it makes me look much more credible. With that said, I would like to bring in my colleague, one of my colleagues at FoxSportsDetroit.com, Mike Heidner, and here's Mike. Mike, welcome.
How you doing, Art? Doing all right?
I'm doing well. Mike is a big, huge baseball fan, and when I put in my video blog about the Tigers not making the playoffs, I know it hurt him. I think he has season tickets. He was a finalist for the ESPN Fan Cave, I guess it is. And as you can tell, I think that we're both kind of odd for people of our generation. We're both very young men, as you can tell. We're in the prime of our lives, and most people think that baseball is a slow game for middle-aged men. And since we are both very, very young men, Mike's a big, huge baseball fan. I wanted him here today to talk about the Detroit Tigers. They're 2 games up with 6 games to go. It looks very, very good. If it all plays out next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, the Tigers should be playing, again, the New York Yankees, and they're Yankee killers in the playoffs for the first round of the playoffs for the American League. But with all that said, I still am taking a show-me approach to the Detroit Tigers simply because they're 34 and 41 on the road, 7 games under. They have 6 games on the road. They need to do it on the road. And with Max Scherzer hurting, and I do like Drew Smyly, as you know, I think he should be a starter next year. He's left-handed. Mike, I still think this team has a long way to go.
They haven't clinched it yet, but it's close. I mean, they got 6 games left. They have to go. If they go 3-3, the White Sox will have to go 5-1 the next 6. So I don't want to say it's 100% because anything can happen in baseball, especially what happened last year at the last day of the season between Tampa and St. Louis sneaking in and everything. But it's looking pretty good. So I understand if you want to apologize because your mean video you had last week, a couple weeks ago.
I didn't want to hurt you, Mike. I know that hurt you.
Yes, you wrote him off, and I said you're going to be apologizing. So I hope in a couple days here they're going to make you apologize. Maybe even close to Sunday you'll be apologizing.
Well, I will. Look, I kept saying over and over, and I was consistent. I hope I was wrong about this, but still, look at what happened. If the Chicago White Sox haven't completely tanked it, and thank God that the Tampa Bay Rays are back on being the Tampa Bay Rays at the end of the year. I mean, the Tigers should almost have no business being in this if Chicago didn't really, just as I said, soil their sheets.
Yeah, I don't want to say they backed in either, though, if they're winning now. So I know they kind of played games with us for a while there, but they're actually winning now, and they look like they're on a roll. And we're lucky that Chicago's facing Tampa because you don't want to face Tampa in the last few days of the year. So,
but the Tigers play Minnesota and also Kansas City. And
it's not the Metrodome, though. It's Target Field, so I'd be scared if it was the Metrodome. We couldn't play in there, but we got it. Since it's at Target Field, I feel better.
All right, now, Mike, your love for baseball, and I want to do a quick interview and let everyone know. I mean, I don't know if I know a bigger baseball fan, especially somebody who's in their 20s, than you. I mean, it's just amazing. You go to virtually every game. Where did this love for baseball come?
I grew up with it from my dad. So he followed the Tigers when he moved back to Arizona. He was in Arizona in '84. He actually still tracked them, but he grew up, just loving them. And then I just grew up with that. I have pictures of me, baby, at the games at Tiger Stadium, wearing the shirts and everything. So it's just my favorite sport. And I know that the demographics show it's older male sport, and it's
except for us too.
Yeah. But I love the game. It's awesome, more than any other sport.
Oh, well, I think I like baseball, too. It goes back to my grandfather. He was a Greek immigrant. I always said this. I think he learned how to speak English listening to the Tigers on the radio. So, that's what makes baseball great. It is that family connection. But
generation.
Yeah, generation, and you pass it down. And, I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed if the Tigers make the playoffs, but I still don't have faith in this team because I think there's 2 factors that really worry me. They still don't get a lot of clutch hits. And I know we can talk
If
about
it is,
the
it's
field.
a ground out to first base.
Right,
To walk
yeah, good ground out to first base. Way to go, Avila. But it's that, and it's also Max Scherzer. Even though I know Fister and Sanchez and even Porcello has had his moments, I don't feel bad about the starting pitching. But Scherzer is
I feel so much better if Scherzer was there. Exactly. So we're gonna find out. Hopefully, he's gonna miss his next start, and hopefully that shoulder. I mean, who knows how fast he can rebound from that. Hopefully, he can be back by playoffs.
Well, all right. Well, look, I appreciate Mike coming in here and trying to, say his case. He thinks the Tigers are going to do it. You think by Sunday, right?
I don't think that'd be awesome Sunday. It could be as soon as Sunday. But like I said, if they just go 3-3, the White Sox had to go 5-1 just to force a tie.
But they're going to make the playoffs.
I like the look of the outlook. I don't like jinxing.
That isn't really a vote of confidence, is it?
I don't like the jinx.
I would like to say, again, thank you to Mike Heidner, my colleague at FoxSportsDetroit.com. I still don't think the Tigers, I think the toughest road for them is they have to do it on the road. And with their road record of being, 7 games under 500 on the road, they're the only team that's going to make the playoffs that has an under 500 record. And they're not real good closers. They're not real strong finishers. I hope I'm wrong. I am going to wait. The day the Tigers clinch the playoff berth, the American League Central title, I will come on, video blog. I will apologize. I know everyone was expecting it today, but hopefully I've appeased you a bit because I'm not going to say anything until the Tigers have done it. But I want to bring my good friend in, and we're very, our birth dates are very close to each other, and so are our birth years. Anyway, thanks, Mike. And you think the Tigers are going to do it? I'm still not thinking that the Tigers are going to do it.
Apologizing.
I will. I'll apologize. I'll come back here. I'll come back to Mike's office. As you can tell, he has a lot of stuff on the wall. He's a very artistic young man. This is kind of it's kind of a German expressionist, minimalist movement that we have going in here because we have a great audience in Berlin, as some people know. So anyway, until we meet again, which will be very, very soon because I'm doing my football picks, have a safe and pleasant one, everyone. Thanks again to Mike Heidner, and we'll see if the Tigers can do it. I'm still not convinced.